of sailing. You know I always dream of sailing. Take me far away, sailing. You know I always dream of sailing. Freedom on the seas, my love. Dancing on the waves toward places we don't know. Loving life regatta style and steady as we go. I dream of sailing.
Well, if you look around, you probably see something different. Yes, my boat is naked. I have taken the top, and the welder just called me that he's on his way down. Hopefully. I have the back pretty well set up with the passerelle and the rail that is fairly steady. Can walk back here so he can tack this together, and once it's stacked, he's not going to be able to do these arms, but I will debate whether if I need to cut these off and put these on. Now I know these would fit, and these as doubled up would look really, really good, which they would sit just like that over those, and I kind of like that, but I'm not sure if that's going to work for me. This was from that side, so I know they don't fit exactly the same way. I'm surprised they even fit remotely close. Now I could cut these off and put these plates on these fitted, so these holes line right back up over here, and that would be the only thing that would hold these up. But I actually like the way these doubled up look like. Really looks good. And like I said, this is actually from this side, and I already had them up. I already had these up over here to see how they lined up, and that's how they would line up, just like that, just like that. So that would be a super setup. I like that. The strength would be unbelievable. Now this arm is slightly down. Once he welds it and I can hold this, I can pull up on that arm, but right now I don't have the capability of holding this up at the same time when these things are all loose. And I gotta verify, make sure that this is facing straight forward. That's one of the things that I have to make sure that it's happening. And I apologize about the fast movement that comes out of the camera being set up on my head. It's like everything gets magnified, and I didn't realize that on the first recording. So I'm sure that on here it's still going to be the same thing, even though I'm aware of it, but because the head movements, generally you get a tension, a noise or something, and you have a tendency to look quickly, and well, that gets transferred on the camera. I apologize about that. I will be working on all my editing and videoing techniques for this type of a lifestyle, because it's very, very different from when I was doing wood turning. When I was doing wood turning, if I'd stop, I would stop the camera would still be in the same spot. I'd continue, turn on the camera, sometimes I would forget, but still turn on the camera and nothing would be jerky or anything like that. And once in a while I would remember, or I would say, oh, I want to get a closer shot, and I would just move it somewhere else, and they would be recording on that position for a while until I remembered to move it up. But either way, the motions were definitely more stable than they are being with this GoPro thing. The GoPro on a stick works pretty well, but if I'm actually doing work, well, that doesn't do me any good. So for this particular thing, the welder is going to be coming over and he's going to be doing the work himself. So at least for today. I don't know how much he'll do, but this is $95 an hour, so 10 hours, that's $900. And I know he can burn 10 hours over here in no time. So I will see. Be back in a bit. Those of you that haven't seen the boat on the outside, I got some foil insulation to keep it cool. It gets unbearable over here. And the screen covers, I also have foil underneath that in the front. My wife put the old Starboard over there for now, and all my poles and all that stuff inside. I got the old Davits cut up, took all the pieces that I needed out of it. And if you wonder what happened to my dinghy, here's something that you will never see on a catamaran. I actually have my dinghy lifted up out of the water on the cross rail on the catamaran. Took a little bit of doing, but I did it. Pulled this side up, the light side, with that winch on the mast, and the other side I pulled it up with the windlass, but not with the motorized part, but by cranking it by hand. Didn't want all that stress going in there. Right now the boat looks a little depressed because, well, things all over the place, and not having the top on it, it's huge. It's definitely a huge drawback. I'll be changing those lights into some small LED strip lighting and lighting up this canopy, so we'll see how that works. I might have him do a couple of braces on these supports to strengthen up the that whole frame. I'll see. Depends on the material. But then again, I'll be buying a welder, and some of this stuff I'll be doing it myself. Looks pretty good. Well, this is my walkout of my catamaran. Some big boats here. Funny, I want to point this out. And I brought this up on the Facebook group, Privileged Catamaran Owners. But all the masts, every one of them, is pretty much straight up and down. Except for mine's. Mine's is the one that does that slant back. And Privilege did that on purpose to get better performance on headwind. Don't know how that's possible, but either way. Yep, the one with that slight hook back, the blue Jenica in the front, that's mine's. Welcome back.
What you doing, man?
Recording.
Oh.
You're gonna be on YouTube welding.
Oh, okay. I think we gotta flip around or something.
Yeah, and I think you have to take 2 spots off on the outside and the side of the thing over here. But over here, that's for the police.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I had a trailer just like this.
Clearly we're gonna start there since it's there.
Right, I mean, you can start wherever, but you know, this is sturdy, so you can hold on to this rail
Okay.
for whenever you need, one-handed or whatever.
Just
And,
don't touch these.
Yeah, those are just slide in, man. And that was just something I came up with to see how I could work back there.
You did good, man.
That's one tack. Finally got my plates being welded. All right, what do you need?
Well,
Wow, that is going to be difficult. That's why I got the best, man. Looks good. Well, hello again. I'm back, continuing with, I don't know, making a mess or doing some progress. Anyway, the top. I've been doing cuts, I've been cranking it up, I've been giving this a profile and making it all contour from side to side. There's still little areas to contend with. But in order to pull it up, I actually cut the welds that were holding it together tight, and I'll be re-welding those. Update on the weld. The Marina got the welder out of here. I guess he was not properly licensed, so they told him he could not work over here. Anyway, so one thing was good about it is that he let me rent at a very reasonable rate his welder, and he left me the tank, cord, blanket, all that stuff, and I will attempt to do that. Now the Davits are all welded, are hanging in place. I just picked up some aluminum plates to go on the inside, so I'll have to mark it and drill it and to sandwich up between the Davit. And this is a little bit from the old Davit, but these are all pieces that I cut off from up here. These little blocks, I actually took them off, not the center one, but these 2 points, so I could really pull down this, because this was really high, this area over here, which is what was giving me the big curl up, and I couldn't maintain going on that same angle because I would be too close to the boom. So had to cut that, sandwich it down. It's being pulled by rope, twisted, which is a couple of utensils, a wrench, whatever I could find, just to hold up the tension on between the top and the bottom. Excuse me. Picked up a 1-inch piece, which the guy did not pick up for me. He was supposed to, but it's not polished, but it's stainless steel to go on that edge over there. I'll be cutting that. So basically right now, that's all I'm doing, is I'm making cuts. Those 4 pieces on the bottom, I have to continue going straight out the back. And well, let's see how this goes. First thing I'm going to do is cut fit this piece, and hopefully I can just at the very least tack things in place. But also I decided to go with the Starboard. It's a little bit on the heavy side, but I figured that no matter what, the shape that this canopy was made up of, the stainless steel, was going to be problematic, even if I laid plywood on it, thin stuff, and pulled it down and then fiberglassed it, which is an area that I was thinking of going with. And well, that would be the same problem as putting that up, and then going with fiberglass sheets and resin, and you know, I know that that's not my strong point, so I'm not so sure that it would look as good as what I would want to. So I'm going to go with just a finished product, and I will be adding a lip on the outside to give it the thickness a little bit thicker, and the border to make somewhat of a rain gutter. I don't know if I will put the camera on my head to do some work, but I know I cannot do it holding on to the camera like this. Let's see what I do, and or at least bring you up in faces. Well, here's another miserable rainy day due to Sally, I guess. That's in the Gulf of Mexico. But anyway, I wanted to take some quick shots of what I had to do to get this to work in my favor. I had to cut some of the linkage, tying up, cut these rods to lower down the top, the structural, and going around. One thing that worked in my favor is I actually raised this back, and I was shocked that there was that much of a stench inside of the pipe. And I still got to go a little bit further, so this pipe meets the starboard up there. Hopefully that stanchion will be long enough. But either way, my intent is to do some braces off on all of these. Those going to the outside and wrenches coming off that. But I gotta go inside. I wanted to spend today and put the rest of the top. As you can see, I've done this. Also, oh, by the way, also I cut these, that's where the bend was on all of these sides and all over the place. And I made a slit in it in order to be able to pull those up so it lines up exact. And then I will weld all these seams back again all over the place. Anywhere where there was a sharp bend of the pipe, raising it up too high and it didn't have any room to give, I slitted it to release the pressure that was on it, and that made all the difference in the world, getting the whole top to settle down. Well, here's part of the top. I'm gonna trim this. I was so much looking forward to this. And if you look, before this was a flat top going all the way across, no arch to it. Well, I pushed the heck out of this with car jack in there at different points. I have raised it up, and right now in its natural form it will have a little bit of an arch, but it will end up taking a pipe here with a cushion and one on that side to hold its shape. And I gotta put something in the middle, change something in the middle. That's where the wiring comes out to these lights, but these lights are going to be LED strips. And this will have a center cabinet in this center area over here with two doors in there, so I can access and I can put stuff up there. Not sure exactly what, but you know, you never have too much storage in a boat, but this will definitely be an enclosed cabinet. So there will be two more supports on this bottom over here. Put starboard on the top, close it off, and that will give me, like I said, an enclosed cabinet up here overhead. This side over here, still gotta do some work. Gotta tie that up. That's already cut up, ready to go. That takes a double pipe over there, and then frame it a little bit closer so I can put a skylight of some sort up there, and I might go plexiglass on that. We will see. Like I said, it's a bad day. It's rain, gusting wind. All these boats are rocking like crazy, and it's amazing boat designs, how much one boat will rock over another one. I've noticed that one over there with the cushions in the bow, over there, which is that young couple that goes out frequently, their boat has a lot of side to side movement, where the next one over has more front to back movement. This one in front of me, or behind me, this has a lot of rocking. There's a lot of rocking. I mean, I'm rocking too, but not nearly as much as that one over there. And my rocking is a front to back rock more than it is a side to side. I guess that's the advantage of having a 24, almost 25 foot beam. There, catamaran over here, the Manta, that seems to rock quite a bit as well on a rolly motion. But they're 21 foot beam, I think. Well, Fatima was home today, and she went to wash the cushion covers for the seating in here, see if they come out a little bit better. They're supposed to be blue, and they were great colors for these sakes. So anyway, that's it. That's the update for today. I wanted much more of an update. Next week, next Saturday, I have the welder. I'm going to schedule the welder to come up, since he's got definitely more experience than me on welding. And I'm going to have him weld as much as he can on all these cuts, and put this intact. And I will do all the prep work as far as it goes in, oh God, what do you call it? Fabrication. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for being with us. We really appreciate you being here. And hopefully on this I did not do the recording of the work, because it was tedious. It was me stopping a lot of thinking on how I wanted to do stuff. Where could I cut that would be the less destructive and keep things intact? So it was constantly looking at the lines and seeing, how is this going to fall? Will this work for me? And based on that is how I decided to do it. And then when I would be doing cuts, it was angle grinder, metal cutting blade, and going there and cut as much as I could. I would see one cut, see how that reacted, and if that worked, then I made duplicate cuts on opposite sides. It was trial and error in a couple of spots. But I'm pleased the way it's coming out. Really pleased. Much more so than I thought that I could be, especially utilizing the Starboard. I really thought I was going to have to go fiberglass and do all the sanding, and I know that this marina does not allow me to do certain work over here. And then again, I would hate to get fiberglass dust all over these boats. These people spend a lot of money. They have people coming in and buffing their boats all the time and professionally cleaned. So I have to be mindful of my neighbors as well as me. It's not like I'm in an enclosed environment and I can just be minding my own business in my own place. This is sharing everybody that's around. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week with an update on this.